Welcome back to the I Can Do Anything podcast. My name is Colin, and I'm joined by Lakers correspondent Adison Daub today for the podcast.
What's up, bud? How we doing?
I think we need to start off with the best game of the week, the one that just happened. The blue team against the yellow. Was it the red team against the yellow team in Challenger League?
Oh yeah, I was like, where you going with this?
Okay, fuck that.
Drew hit a game winner though, kind of.
He did kind of hit a game winner if you think about it a little bit.
Props to Drew.
But the game finished in a tie.
Yeah, they just didn't want, how those kids. If one of them loses, they might cry.
Do you think one of them would cry? I don't think they even pay attention to the scoreboard.
I'd cry. Drew might cry.
Yeah.
But good for Drew hitting the game winner.
Did you watch Warriors Celtics last night?
A little bit, like part of the third quarter. I missed the first half. I was kind of busy.
Steph started out really slow, and then hit like a bunch of threes in the second quarter. It was actually close. I don't even know what the final score was.
It was 115-110, I want to say.
But who won?
The Warriors. It was like a 5-point game. I know the Warriors won. I think it was by 5. Maybe it was I want to say it was 115-110.
Well, let's use one of these devices that we have and actually look it up. We're watching the highlights of the game right now. It was with 2 minutes left. It was tied 108-108. Klay Thompson played really well. He scored. I want to say he scored the first 8 points of the game and only took a dribble.
It's so crazy.
He caught the ball in transition and made a layup without dribbling, and then caught a three without dribbling, shot it, scored, and then the next catch he had, he shot fake, took one dribble that he didn't really need to take, and then hit a three again.
He had he's had that game. What was it when he scored
against the Lakers?
That game was, he had 10 threes? Was it 10?
I think he finished with like 44 or something like that.
He hit his first 10. It's not even fair. There's nothing you can do about it.
So, what is your assessment so far of the Boogie Cousins edition?
It's dude,
yeah.
Like they'll probably lose obviously at some point.
Yeah.
But this team, they're the greatest. Like, they've only been together a week, but like, I don't know. They're probably gonna be the greatest team of all time. When if that team was together all season, they probably would lose maybe 7 games.
Do you think they'd break their own record?
Oh yeah.
Do you think?
And then they'd also probably win it all.
Do you think he stays next year?
I doubt it, because I don't think they can afford it.
Yeah, but what if he decides that he's not going to decide this. But
if he does, good for it,
Yeah.
But I just don't think it could happen.
It'll be interesting to see what happens in the offseason next year. See where he goes.
Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson. Even and Draymond too.
Yeah, there's 4 of their 5 starters could possibly not be there next year.
And Draymond wants a supermax because he wants that Defense Player of the Year, and he'll be available or whatever, can get the supermax.
Draymond can get a supermax. Klay, Boogie could get a supermax. Klay isn't qualified for a supermax.
Kevin's a supermax guy. What's crazy is the only one that's not wants a supermax, because I'm pretty sure they all do, is Steph Curry.
Yeah.
I feel like Steph Curry just doesn't care.
Well, he already has it.
Well, he doesn't have a supermax, I don't think.
Well, he's got a shitload of money.
Yeah.
He might as well have the supermax.
He might as well.
So Kyrie had 32 last night. Tatum 20. Durant 33. Thompson 21. Curry 24.
What do you think of the Kyrie to LA rumors or the phone call?
I don't know. When I first saw it, I initially kind of thought I saw a bunch of clips, titles on videos of does this mean Kyrie's going to go to LA? And I initially thought it seems kind of just like people are lunging at a story, But the more I think about it, that's there's one of 2 things to infer, and I think that's what most people were doing. They were either thinking this is Kyrie's power play to try to get the young guys on his current team to be oh, that's to listen to him, and then the other is that maybe he'll go play with LeBron again. I don't know. It would be awesome.
I would like it. I wish they'd just go back to Cleveland.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
I don't mind it being in LA.
Yeah, I don't either. But
especially what if Kyrie goes there next year and then they get Klay Thompson too?
Or Anthony Davis.
Or Anthony Davis, or both. I mean,
both.
Yeah. I mean, that's with what this Warriors team is doing, that's going to start to happen.
Yeah, it's got
somebody guys are going to get together in order to beat the Warriors, because
there's no other.
You're not going to beat the Warriors with 2 All-Stars
and building through a draft.
It's got to come through free agency, and it's got to be stars getting together to win. I mean, the Thunder aren't going to beat the Warriors with Russ and
Russ has not been. People talk about like Paul George is their best player.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Russ has not
great,
been. Russ has not been very good. Like he's putting up triple double, but he's shooting probably like 42% from the field.
Yeah.
His like 3-point percentage is like under 30.
It's like
28 maybe.
It's 28 or something like that.
And free throw wise, he's like high 60s, and he's not finishing around the rim, and he's taking like 23, 24 shots.
He takes way too many shots. Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing is like with him, it's like he just plays so hard every night that
Yeah, but that's kind of like.
That's that's what I'm saying. Like that's his best asset. You know what I mean?
But even some of that just to me seems like Braden Knight hustle.
It's like fake hustle.
It's like fake hustle.
I mean, yeah,
it's like It's like look how hard I work, but does it really even? I don't know.
The only reason it can translate to wins or help is just because like NBA, like guys played every night, probably take nights off, and he at least like he attacks the rim all the time. All the time. So I don't know.
But some of that translates to being out of control when he attacks the rim.
He's out of control probably 90% of the time.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's all necessarily good. I think defensively, I don't know that you can go wrong by playing really hard unless you're like lunging out into the passing lane and missing steals and stuff like that and leaving a wide open lane for your man to drive to the basket or whatever. But I'm not a huge Russell Westbrook fan.
No.
He's been getting in fights with basically everybody.
Yeah. Which I mean, it's kind of cool, like with the NBA, but a lot of it's just kind of petty and just kind of like, dude.
It almost to me seems like Russ is trying to be this guy that the older guys can be like. He's not one of these guys that's friendly with everybody. It's like he's trying to be a guy that those guys can look at and be like, this guy would have been great in the 90s when we were playing. It's like I respect him. He's trying to get the respect of the old guys. To me is kind of what it seems like.
He would fit in the 90s because he's not like super skilled and they just like were super physical.
All the point guards in the 90s were dribbled like they were drivers and
I mean he'd obviously be the best point guard in the league probably then.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because he's such a freak. But I'm just saying like the way he plays would fit just because
physically,
absolutely. Because it didn't didn't involve a whole lot of skill. Like
when
tell me Bill Laimbeer was super skilled.
No.
Dennis Rodman was super skilled.
Well, those guys were more. Bill Laimbeer was more skilled than he was athletic. Like he relied on his skill.
But he just was so physical and just such like didn't care.
Yeah. No, Dennis Rodman wasn't overly skilled either. Yeah, no. He just worked really hard.
Yeah.
But when you think of I think of like B.J. Armstrong on the Bulls and what's the between the legs crossover Hardaway.
Oh, you're talking about Penny Hardaway?
No,
Anthony Hardaway. Not Anthony Hardaway.
What's his
Tim
first?
Hardaway?
Yeah, Tim Hardaway. Like not a great shooter necessarily. Could shoot.
Are you talking about Tim Hardaway Jr. or the one from the 90s?
Yeah, the one from the better one, not the
one that plays with
now.
Knicks.
Yeah. You just think of guys like that, like guys that weren't overly great shooters or scorers necessarily, but got to the rim, passed well, and just attacked the basket basically.
Yeah. I saw a tweet.
Yeah, he would definitely fit way better in the 90s.
About the 90s, it was that the night the Warriors scored 51 in the first quarter.
Yeah, against the Nuggets.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it was the Nuggets.
It was 51-37. You score 37. You think you're going to win a quarter, but you're down 14.
And they shot the ball 60% from the field that quarter.
That's stupid. Yeah. But I saw a tweet that said making fun of like the 90s or it was like late 80s basketball about the Bulls playing. I can't remember who it was, and it was like the Jazz or somebody scored 54 points in an NBA Finals game, and the Warriors scored 51 in the first quarter.
Yeah. Wait, they scored 54 in the whole game?
I guess. I saw a tweet about it.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if it's 100% true.
That means it's true if you saw a tweet.
Yeah, I obviously didn't fact check it. Because this is one of those guys that just like calls like Tom Brady assistant quarterback, makes fun of how the 90s basketball wasn't very good and how LeBron's better than MJ and stuff.
Yeah.
And he provides like pretty factual stuff. And it's like one of those just like get people triggered.
Is he verified?
No.
He gets people triggered. That's funny.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like people just get super upset about him like just going too far and saying like just giving his opinion. Mm-hmm. But he backs it up. So like I saw that, and I don't know if it was true, but like just kind of blows my mind. Yeah. That's how crazy. 51 points in a quarter and compared to 54 points in an NBA Finals.
That's amazing,
game.
Yeah.
If that's true. I don't know if it's 100% true.
So Russ is fighting with
Joel Embiid,
then the Blazers, the whole team basically.
The whole team.
I feel like there was one more. Maybe it just seems like
there
he's
is one
fighting
more
with everybody.
Because I read an article.
So did I. Yeah, it was like about him.
And it was like giving the grades of like comparing
yes,
to steak.
We probably read the same.
Like,
yes, we read the same article.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was. I don't remember where I read that. Was that on NBA.com? Or was it Bleacher Report?
I don't know. I read it on Twitter. A guy named Rob Perez who does like covers NBA in like a weird way.
In a weird way.
Yeah. Okay. Here it is. He new post. Study of them compared like their temperatures compared to steak. Rare was Lance Stevenson.
Okay, yeah.
So like obviously not they don't really beef a whole lot, whatever.
Yeah.
Medium rare was Nikolai
Oh
Jokic.
yeah.
Medium was Fox, De'Aaron Fox. Not 100% sure there. Then it was medium well Zaza Pachulia.
Oh yeah, that one's old though because Zaza's pretty irrelevant.
And
now.
then well done was Joel Embiid and Patrick Beverly, and I think they included I can't remember which one, but the Damian Lillard and the Trailblazers was like medium or medium well. Yeah. Because like Damian even said that like last year they were arguing, fighting, and then they went to All-Star game and were like, we're better in this, whatever, and hashed it out. And then it started up kind of again last night.
There was 2 games like in the last 2 or 3 weeks where they played each other like within a couple like 4 or 5 nights like that. Like they played once and then they played somebody else and then they played again.
Yeah.
And that was when he got into it with Nurkic, and then the next game he was talking at the free throw line with Lillard, and I don't know. I mean,
didn't Nurkic just say something about somebody else that said, like, maybe it was Russell. I don't know, but he said I'm not going to talk about him because
I'm sure it was Russ
because he's going to retire soon.
Oh,
who was that?
No, that was Shumpert. That was Iman Shumpert.
Was that Nurkic?
I don't know
and
if that was Nurkic, but it was Shumpert and somebody.
It was somebody. It was Shumpert and I want to say it was Nurkic.
It might have been Nurkic, but yeah, I remember it being Shumpert
for some reason. I want to say it was like one of those. It was a foreign big man.
I think it was Shumpert. Now that I'm
it was Shumpert. Okay. I know that. Now that you say that, but I just can't. I thought it was Nurkic that said
Shumpert doesn't seem to me like he's going to retire anytime.
No, he's like 28.
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of revived his career in Sacramento.
They're playing well.
Yeah, and he gets some
starting.
PT.
Yeah.
And and it's like that team's young, so like
he's a good piece for I mean,
he was a key piece in that Cleveland team when they won it.
Yeah, he was a key piece.
He's a perfect guy. Like he offensively he's not the greatest. Like he can get to the rim, shoot a little bit, but defensively he can guard.
Defensively he's great.
Yeah, so he's one of those guys you can plug in. About anywhere.
As long as he's not a liability, like as long as he's hitting shots or at least taking them, and he's like a relative threat. As long as you don't not guard him.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
As long as it's not who's not guarding Iman Shumpert. Yeah. Then he's fine out there. But what do you think? What did you think about the All-Star selections, the starters?
I was going to talk. I mean, it's hard to say, like especially in the West. Like the East, I think it was pretty laid out. Like when it came to guys that should be starting, Kemba Walker kind of surprised me a little bit.
Yeah,
that was a little bit.
I voted for him,
but he scored 16 a game this year, and is basically the whole Hornets team. Like if it wasn't for him, the Hornets would probably not win a game.
Yeah,
but the West is a toss up. Like outside of probably Steph, LeBron, and who else we got?
Durant.
Yeah, but even
Harden.
Harden. But like even Durant, people were talking about him kind of not be like you could put somebody else instead of him. And then who was the other one?
Who though?
Nikolai Jokic.
Yeah,
and
Nikola.
then Nikola
Nikola Jokic. Yeah,
Nikola. And then there's who else was Anthony Davis isn't a starter?
No.
Like he could be plugged in there.
If his team was playing better, he would be a starter. I've got Durant, I think, second in the MVP voting right now.
Really? I mean, that's the thing is like he puts up great numbers and he's like their best player.
Yeah, I mean,
like he's not their most valuable player. Like we talked about this.
The Warriors wouldn't be what they are today if Durant didn't go there.
No, they probably would. They probably would have. They would have not have won the year after that. They wouldn't probably won last year.
They wouldn't be. It wouldn't be what it is.
No, it wouldn't. Without.
That's why I think That's why I think the argument is there for him being more valuable than Steph.
He's like the LeBron effect, where like he could honestly win the MVP every year.
Yeah,
because he puts up numbers and he impacts the game offensively and defensively.
And if they win they'll win the finals this year.
Yeah, he'll probably get the
finals MVP again.
Yeah, I hope Steph doesn't get it. I want Clay to get it.
Yeah, I don't.
Somebody other than because then people start talking about how Kevin Durant's got 3 Finals MVPs.
Oh yeah, you don't want him to pass LeBron
and then
legacy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on,
So LeBron's been cleared for practice.
Yeah.
As of yesterday.
Finally, the Lakers
or for full practice, I guess. The Lakers are pretty bad.
So bad without him. They had a little stretch where they like showed some life. But it's like Kuzma's got to score 40.
They were near 500 there for a little bit. They were like 5-7 at one point, but then they've lost their last three. Yeah.
Like Kuzma's got to score 40, and
they played tonight. I don't remember who they play.
The Suns. It's a winnable game.
Okay, so they should win that.
9:30. Yeah, they play tonight. They should, but you never know.
Yeah.
And getting Rondo back's big. That's why
I think that helps quite a bit.
Yeah. And then you lose Lonzo too.
Yeah, they're definitely the injury bug has not been the greatest.
That's what's bad. Like
this is a good time for it though.
Yeah, but at the same time, like every week in game for like them matters.
Yeah,
because the bottom of the West, outside like the top one, pretty much is just like what is it, 2 through probably 11?
Yeah, let's pull the standings up.
Are all separated by probably 6 games.
Yeah, 1 and 2 are close, and then the separation between 2 and 3.
Yeah, like people
were
freaking out about the Warriors early in the year, and now they won like 10 in a row, and just gonna.
So Golden State's first in the West at 35 and 14. Denver is second, 33 and 15. They're 1.5 games back, and then there's 3 games between first and second. Oklahoma City is third at 4.5 games back, but then a half game separates fourth and third, and then a game and a half between Portland and Houston between 4th and 5th, and then a game between 6th or 5th and 6th. 5th and 6th, or 6th and 7th are tied, and then the 8th seed is 8 games back. So the Lakers are 2 games out of the playoffs.
Yeah,
and the 9th seed.
Yeah, at least, and they got the All-Star break coming up too, so hopefully that kind of helps reset.
Yeah,
you would hope.
I kind of hope LeBron doesn't play much in the All-Star game.
That's the thing. That's what. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because last year. He did.
Oh yeah.
That was. I mean, it was obviously the greatest All-Star game.
The All-Star game was fantastic.
Yeah.
Last year, and so I'm looking forward to the draft.
Yeah.
I believe that's on February 7th.
Who gets the number 1 pick? Is it LeBron since he got most?
Who do you take? Number 1 overall.
Who do you take if you're LeBron?
Probably Durant.
Think so? Yeah, I mean that's why. I probably would. I hope he picks Kyrie Irving, and he's like, "Hey, come back to LA."
Yeah.
That or he picks Anthony Davis to like show him like, "Hey, man."
Yeah.
But
Anthony will be a reserve.
That's so you can't.
You could
still pick him first, but
how are they going to do it? Can they pick anybody, or do the? I almost think that they should do the East and the West starters, but then for the reserves you can pick anybody.
Yeah. You probably have to pick the starters first, I would imagine. Like the starters are in a pool, and you pick back and forth.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do it.
And then you have to have the reserves in the pool.
I'd almost rather them like the East and the West starters. Like those are the starters, and that's the teams. But then you pick your reserves, because I think. But
what's crazy though is if you let's say you're in the East. In the East, starting 5 is nowhere near the West. Starting 5, obviously.
I
would say
Giannis,
Kyrie and Embiid,
Kemba, Embiid, and
who's the other one?
Oh boy,
John Blank here.
Wow,
John Blank. It would have probably been Oladipo.
Yeah,
no, he probably wouldn't have been. But he
missed like 3 or 4 weeks with an injury before this major injury.
I forgot about that.
And they've been playing well without him. They're 3rd in the East.
I know.
But I don't think they'll make much.
No, in the playoffs, because they won't have that go-to guy.
Yeah, in the playoffs, it'll still be the Celtics, the Sixers, and the Raptors.
Oh, Kawhi Leonard.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that. Yeah, you're right. They're not as good.
But it's closer than I thought.
Yeah.
Now that we say it.
Is Boogie? Do you think Boogie? Nah, he can't.
But the thing is,
all-star.
he can't. I mean, he probably could have got voted. He probably had enough votes to get in from fan voting. But the thing is, if you mix that pool up and reserves and East picks Anthony Davis should start on that. I mean, he could. You know what I mean? You're telling me Anthony Davis is better than Kemba Walker, even though it's front court, back court.
Yeah. So how do they? What if LeBron? Yeah, they must have to pick from the starters first and then pick from the reserves. That's probably how they do it.
That I would. I don't know.
Do you think Russ will get drafted last? That was last year. They were talking about Russell probably getting. Remember there was rumors that Russ was the last one drafted because they didn't televise the draft.
Yeah, and because they did alphabetical order. He was really pissed about it. Yeah. It was Marcus Aldridge, I think, that got drafted last. Yeah. Or him or Al Horford.
Yeah. Those guys shouldn't even be in the All-Star game.
LaMarcus deserves so. I think.
Well, yeah. They both deserve to, but they're not really All-Star type players.
No,
they're not very exciting.
LaMarcus can score a little bit because he's big and got a mid-range game. Al Horford in the All-Star game is
Yeah, he's great though.
Oh yeah,
I mean, he's really great,
yeah.
but
he's just not like his game and style. Like neither of their styles fit like up and down. But okay, let me pull up some. I want to talk about this one thing. James Harden's scoring.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do you know he's at like 300 and some points in the last like 6 or 7 games, all unassisted? It's
yes,
like, that is stupid.
No, it's 280 something.
No, it went up after last night or something like that, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me see what
consecutive points in a row unassisted.
I saw a video.
That's an amazing stat to me.
Okay, the score's at he's at 298.
298 consecutive points unassisted.
There was a video though I saw that looked like it should have been counted an assist from PJ Tucker, but he caught it and like hesitated for like a second and a half and then shot it. And it was like a little handoff. It wasn't much of a pass, but like I don't know if that would count an assist. But that's the only video.
Regardless, even if there's one assist in there,
it's so crazy.
it's amazing that it's just like it kind of goes to what I've been saying on this podcast for the last 2 or 3 weeks. Like it's just what guy has scored. Well, first of all, nobody's been on a streak like this in NBA history
besides Will.
But
Will was also playing against guys our height.
Yeah, he was playing against you and me,
and a couple guys that were maybe 6'3" that were not very athletic.
No, but like I don't ever want to watch it. Like I see James Harden scored 58, 61.
Well,
and it's like
it's like it's boring because I mean
I don't need to watch that.
When they beat the Warriors, that one game I was talking about, when he went nuts in the fourth quarter, I think that was fun. Because it was like, but he wasn't going to the foul line. But half the time
it was back and forth.
Yeah,
and it was a good game, and it was against the Warriors. So you want to watch the Warriors.
The Warriors lose too, but like at the same time, it's like.
But he scored 50-something against the Nets and lost. Yeah, and it's like,
how do you?
He took like 38 shots the other night.
Yeah, there was that one game he went 1 of 17 from the 3, and he still had like 30-some points because he took like 30 shots. But there was a one game he took 27 free throws. Yeah, that's
like right up around where he's like probably averaging like 21, 22 free throws a game.
Yeah, and it's like I don't want to watch a guy shoot free throws.
No,
I mean I get it. It's like inside the rules, and like he's like
As a coach, you're like, go to the. That's what you're. That's what you tell players to get to the free throw line.
It's a great game plan and strategy, like, and you're like playing within the rules and stuff. But as a fan, you're watching a guy shoot free throws all the time.
And
every time he touches the ball, he's like flailing his feet on a 3, or he's going to the rim and doing that like little pull through to try to shoot the layup.
Sweep underneath.
Yeah, and it's like, dude. Like, I get it. Like, you might as well try to draw the contact because he's good enough to finish it.
It's hard to blame him. You're right.
You know what I mean? But it's just like, from a fan perspective, it's like, I don't want to see a guy shoot 25 free throws.
No, it's the first time in history that anybody's scored. It's the first time that somebody scores 50 points, and you're like, I don't need to go back and watch that.
No.
I'm all right.
Yeah.
I know what it was 25 free throws. He took 30 fucking threes or 30 shot attempts and probably 15 to 20 threes. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's really not that entertaining to watch.
It's not also, and like when he gets hot, it's fun just because it's like
it's all ISO ball.
Yeah, and everyone else is just standing there.
Yeah,
and then he's like, I told Will, it's like it was like our game plan. My senior year of college. It's
when it was basically Will and you and
not merely me. I would just stand there.
Well,
and
but like
and like Adam, like get the ball as either Kyle Dotson, which is like Eric Gordon, or PJ, or not PJ, but
that's
Chris Paul kind of,
Okay.
And then Will is James Harden. Yeah. So if nothing works out with like in our offense for the first like 10 seconds, like, all right, Will, go get the ball. Yeah. Dribble around for a couple seconds. Else is going to come set a ball screen, and if not, just shoot it. Yeah. And that's basically what our offense was.
Well, you would pretty much run T.
Yeah.
For Will.
Yeah, T, or just like, I can't remember what it was called, but
whatever Jayhawk or your motion offense, and then if that didn't work, you're right.
Yeah,
just
it was like
Will come get the ball, pick and roll.
So basically we had 15 seconds to get some on the motion offense, or Will was shooting.
They don't even do that.
It's literally James Harden brings the ball up the floor.
They don't have as much time either. Yeah. The shot clock's not as long.
Like, he's either going to shoot it right away, dribble for a while,
stand there and dribble between his legs a bunch of times.
Maybe pass it, and then he's going to get back, dribble some more, and then he's shooting it.
He stands there and does the dribble between his legs, and then he'll just like do a hesitation and go left, and then he does that little swim move on when to get the hands off of his hips. Yeah. And he just goes by people so easily because they don't want to foul him. You can't put your hands out because if you hand check him, they're calling it, and he's going to go up and shoot it and go to the free throw line.
Yeah, that was a nice dunk. I don't think he gets the credit that he get like for nice dunk here.
Anderson on who's that? The guy that punched what's his name in the face?
Bobby Portis.
Clinton Portis. Bobby Portis.
No, Clinton Portis was a football player, right? I don't know.
Something Portis. I don't know.
Portis. What was I gonna say? Oh, but James Harden, he gets by people, and I think he's really extremely strong. People don't talk about it enough.
Yeah, he's thick.
Yeah, he's trunky.
Yeah,
that's how I describe him. He's trunky.
Trunky. Yeah, he's deceivingly strong.
Yeah, like LeBron, you can tell this guy's just.
Yeah, you look at him and he looks like he's strong.
Yeah, like James Harden takes his shirt off. You're like, this guy is one of the best basketball players in the world. And he's got a little flab on him.
Yeah,
but
his arms really aren't that defined.
No, and he just gets through people, and then he finishes through people, and he's obviously he's a good athlete.
Yeah, he's thick. He's hard to move.
Yeah, that's why I say he's trunky.
Yeah,
he's got a thick behind, and he's
trunky.
Yeah, it's not chunky, but trunky.
Huh.
New word. I just created it.
There was something else. Mark Gasol and Mike Conley on the trade block.
They might as well. They were good. Remember, they were in the playoff hunt for the first week.
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks, and now they're
second to last.
Yeah, they've lost 10 in a row or something.
Yeah.
The thing is, no one's gonna want to take those guys in their contracts.
Yeah, both of their contracts are pretty bad.
Bad, yeah. Mike Conley is a borderline all-star every year, puts up good numbers, but it's he's not a new the NBA point guards that win you games.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it from a Lakers standpoint. The Lakers are fine at point guard with Lonzo for now, at least.
Yeah, I think I'd take
with Lonzo and Rondo.
Yeah,
and then they're fine at center too. I like what they've got at the center position.
Yeah, they don't because they
need more wings. They all play shooters.
Yeah, they just play their roles. JaVale McGee. Plug him in there. He'll do what he needs to do. Even that Zubac guy.
Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about. Okay, Carmelo to the Lakers. What do you think about this? Dude. I don't want it to happen.
I don't want Carmelo anywhere near anybody, really.
Because I've always wanted him to play with LeBron, and I think it could work. But I'm just scared to that it
What's
might not.
What's he gonna do? No, yeah, and then it's gonna blow everything up.
I think it's got a better chance of not working than it does of working. I worry that it's not you're right.
I saw a report
keep Carmelo the fuck away.
Yeah. Any team that wants a chance to win a playoff series, don't get Carmelo.
Yeah.
I saw a report that he was in Indy having dinner last night. People are speculating that with Oladipo getting hurt, that the Pacers. I mean, that could work because the thing is also with him, maybe he could. I don't know if he wants to play off the bench though, but he could come off the bench and probably score a lot. Yeah. Because they need another scorer because Oladipo is their scorer. So who's going to pick it up? I guess that's a no-lose situation. Because at this point, it's you lost your all-star, your superstar. Yeah. No one is going to expect you to do anything anyway.
Exactly, yeah.
So if you get Carmelo, if it doesn't work, you probably lose. The man's going to take a veteran minimum because he's made $30 million this year just in buyouts and stuff. Yeah. So he doesn't need the money, obviously. I mean, already he was financially fine anyway, but I'm just saying, he could go get a veteran minimum. And you can just throw them out there.
So their scorers would be Thaddeus Young, Miles Turner. Sabonis has played well this year. And then with Oladipo gone, Tyreek Evans. Yeah. Bogdanovich. Yeah. I don't know who they start.
The thing is, I just
could even start on that team.
Yeah, offensively he could fit there. But that team defensively is tough. That's what they were so good last year. And I think they just play with just kind of toughness, and Carmelo doesn't quite fit that. Yeah,
well, but maybe because they're so tough in other outside of him, maybe he could just slide in there, and it wouldn't you don't want to put Carmelo on a team that's already bad defensively.
Yeah, it's just not going to work
because he's going to fit in well, but your defense is going to be horrible. Maybe if you put him on a team that's not the greatest defensively, they'll all get on him about playing defense. Yeah. More than
I would hope so.
James Harden has played better defense this year. He's top 3 in my MVP matrix, top 3, top 4, something like that in steals. Who was it the other night that he had 35 against? Maybe it was the Spurs.
I don't know.
On Friday night, and he got the. I don't know that he necessarily made a play defensively. He just contested the shot pretty well, the game-winning shot.
That was the Raptors.
Was it the Raptors?
Because it was Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
That was actually not bad. He can probably he can play. Any NBA player can play defense.
You got to be able to play
when
defense.
They want to. Yeah. The thing is, guys like that.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with LeBron. They got so much offensively that they got to do. they can take breaks defensively because if they burn themselves out on the defensive end, offensively the Rockets
it's not a question
would be so
of can.
bad.
It's do I want to?
Yeah, and it's like certain times like they're gonna pick their moments. Like they understand. That's what makes me mad. People talk about how the NBA and they don't play like defense anymore. It's like, dude, are you serious?
Yeah.
Guys are just so talented offensively, and defensively, like these best players, like they understand
there's a defensive 3 seconds. You can't just camp out in the lane.
Like you used to.
You can't just clog the lane if a team can't shoot.
Yeah, Bill Laimbeer would just stand in the lane. Yeah. Clothesline people.
Yeah. What's his name that wagged the finger? Dikembe Mutombo would just stand under the basket.
Yeah, it's like that's not basketball.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that bothers me so much when people are like, I don't play any defense in the NBA. It's like, do you even fucking watch? Like, have you even watched a game?
No. Ben Simmons just took his first 3-pointer of the season last night.
He did?
Half-court heave.
Oh,
it about broke the backboard.
Every time I do the every week.
Do you rewind it?
No.
Damn, you should see that thing.
Every week when I do the MVP matrix, I always just leave the 0 in his 3-point percentage. But not, well, it's still 0, I guess. If you missed it.
He's 0 for 1.
I pulled up the box score from that Raptors Rockets game. He had 35. He got out to a really slow start, and that's one of his lower scoring games in the last couple
Eric Gordon had
weeks.
a really good first half. I was watching that. Eric Gordon had 16, and PJ Tucker had 15 and a half.
Harden shot 36% from the field, 9 of 25.
36 shots.
9 of 25. 15 of 15 from the free throw line. That's actually probably pretty low for his free throw
15
attempts.
free throws is low. That's
2
crazy.
of 13, 15% from three-point range.
That's crazy.
I think we tried to look it up last week, what his average free throws attempts per game is.
Because we talked about it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
About the free throw comparison to how many shots he's attempted compared to other superstars and stuff.
He's taken this year. He's taken 538 free throw attempts. Last season he took 727, and we're just a little bit over halfway through the season. So he's gonna he could shoot 1,000 free throws this year.
How many free throws did you say he shot this year?
538.
And they're probably...
We're a little bit over halfway.
Let's say they played probably 45 games. 47 games maybe?
Their record is 28-20. So they've played 48 games, yeah.
All right, 11 free throws in game.
Is that how many?
That's how many he attempts.
Okay.
But you gotta think. But in this stretch that he's had over these went on this scoring run, he's shooting probably 20.
More than that. Yeah.
Because he's got the ball in his hands the whole game. Like Chris Paul.
Did you just do that math in your head?
No, I used my phone calculator.
Yeah. Okay. You did it fast, so I was like.
No, I can't do that.
I was gonna say that's
math,
impressive.
No. I'll take the credit. No, but because you gotta think at least when Chris Paul plays, Chris Paul handles the ball.
He's supposed to be back soon, right?
Yeah, I think he's supposed to maybe this weekend.
Yeah.
Or this week. But Chris Paul at least will handle the ball 30% of the time. Where now James Harden has the ball 100% of the time. So it's a little different. So you got to basically add automatically 6 free throws attempted in the game just because he's now got the ball all the time.
Yeah, probably. There's a story on NBA.com. Steve Kerr obliterates coaching record. Kerr passes Pat Riley.
It was the least amount of games attempted to get 300 wins or something like that.
Oh,
I think.
He's been a coach. He has been a coach for 377 games, less than 5 seasons. And last night, was his 300th win. It took previous record holder Pat Riley 415 games. I don't know if that's an obliteration.
Nah. It's pretty good. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But
I don't like it when people say that anybody could be doing this with the Warriors, but
you gotta still manage egos and
that's what it is. That's why he's so good, because he's such a cool dude.
Yeah, and he fits in perfectly. He's I don't know, just the way he can talk to him and get his message across. And I think the thing is you get those superstars, and I mean as important as he is, I think it's more almost as just important as their leader is when it comes to acting and people following Steph Curry.
Yeah.
And Steph Curry is very unselfish, and so
yeah, absolutely.
So it
helps him.
It just
a
helps.
lot. Yeah.
It helps having a guy like Steph Curry. I think if let's say LeBron is on that team, obviously it's not going to be as much coaching, and I think then obviously it's a little different.
Yeah.
Just because that's just how it is.
CJ McCollum had his first career triple-double last night. That seems...
Yeah. He doesn't facilitate, though.
Yeah. Damian Lillard is quietly having like a great year.
Yeah.
The Blazers are fucking fourth. Yeah, fourth.
That's the thing is, though, they're great every year, and then they get ran out in the postseason.
Yeah. Depending on seeding, right now, as the 4 seed, they would play...
who's the 5th seed? I don't even know.
Houston. And
that would be actually a decent series, I think.
Yeah.
Because they're both like...
I think Portland could win that series.
Yeah, both high-octane offense.
Although in the playoffs, it is really about having that closer.
But James Harden's not the greatest closer.
Yeah, but
I trust Dame Lillard in the
that's probably true.
minute than I would James Harden.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still probably taking James Harden overall in a game, but if it comes down to just the last minute.
If you could... Yeah, I don't know. If you had... depend on who... Like, if you were to do a fantasy draft.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to pick a team, like, who to build around, you probably would take James Harden.
I would take... No, because I'm going to have other scorers. Like, if I could choose anybody, I would take Lillard as a point guard over Harden as my 3. I'd take LeBron or Durant as my 3 or my 4 or whatever.
I mean,
I guess it depends on what like, you know, Harden could be a 2 or he could be a 3. It just depends on who you have around him, I guess.
Yeah, it's tough. That's because that's one of the things, like, who could win. I think James Harden's more capable of winning you a basketball game by himself than like a Damian Lillard is. That's where I guess I was going with. That's where I guess I would say.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, if you're putting a team aspect and you got other superstars around him, I'm probably taking Damian Lillard because I think James Harden's not as great off the ball as like Damian Lillard would be.
Yeah. Huh.
You know what I mean? That's why I guess I'd say. That's tough.
I mean, you
can't go wrong either way.
Yeah.
Like, either way, you're getting an all-star.
Have you watched much college basketball at all?
I watched Purdue play IU last week because a couple of my buddies are big Purdue fans.
Okay. Purdue just beat Michigan State.
Purdue's actually turning it on. That Carson Edwards kid's tough. He's a walking bucket, basically.
He's a walking bucket.
Yeah, and he's like he reminds me of I don't know who I'd compare him to. Like, I don't even know. I haven't seen him play at all. He takes a lot of bad shots, but he makes a lot of bad shots.
Like J.R. Smith?
Yeah, but like he won't. I don't know if his game's going to translate as much to the NBA because he's kind of undersized.
Okay.
He's a really good athlete. He's probably 6 foot, like, built and can jump out the gym.
What does he play, 2?
He plays like the 2, the 1. He's got the ball in his hand most of the time because like if he doesn't score close to 30 most of the time, Purdue doesn't have a chance to win. It's kind of like the James Harden effect, but he doesn't take. He's a volume scorer is basically what I'll say. Like, he'll probably be an All-American, probably 3rd team, I bet, because he'll probably average close to 25.
What's his name?
Carson Edwards with EN, CARSEN.
Yeah, so Michigan State just lost to Purdue 73-63. Where's the box score?
I bet he had a big game. And then other college basketball I watched anytime Duke's on, I watch just because I like to watch Zion Williamson play.
There was a shitload of college basketball games.
Yeah, I watched
yesterday.
I watched a couple games yesterday. I'm trying to think who else I watched.
Carson Edwards was 4 of 19 from the field.
Wow.
3 of 11 from 3, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 14 points.
Damn, they still won. Wow. Normally he has to have like a huge game.
Yeah. Cassius Winston had 23. McQuaid had 12. They both shot the ball pretty bad. Michigan State was 39% from the field. Purdue was 37% from the field. 43 rebounds for Purdue. 34. Oh, wow, they got out-rebounded. Michigan State doesn't often get out-rebounded.
Tom Izzo's probably pissed.
Yeah. But that's their first loss in the Big Ten. Good. The Big Ten is deep, man.
Yeah.
The Big Ten is really good. I'm excited for the Michigan State game.
Michigan State's good. Who else is tough?
Maryland is good, but Michigan State beat them pretty soundly.
I'm trying to think. Nebraska was not doing too bad. Then their best player, I think, just like blew out his knee yesterday.
Oh, he did?
I'm pretty sure his name was like Copeland.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's.
They played Michigan State really well.
Who else is in the Big Ten? I'm trying to remember.
Illinois is not very good.
IU.
Iowa's having a pretty good year. They gave Michigan State a pretty good game at Iowa.
IU went from being like
12-3
to like 12-8. They've lost or 12. They've lost 6 straight.
They got beat bad by Michigan. Like
it wasn't even close. It was 17-0.
Yeah.
IU fans don't exist anymore, so that makes me happy.
I saw a guy in the bathroom at the Trine women's basketball game yesterday. He was in an Indiana hat and an Indiana sweatshirt. I almost said something to him. But
how old was he? 65?
No, he was in his 40s probably.
Oh. At least you got to probably see one of those titles.
Yeah. So Duke beat Georgia Tech yesterday, 66-53. That's really no surprise. Illinois beat.
They were down at half.
Oh wow! Illinois beat Maryland. Maryland's 13.
That, yeah.
They beat them 78-67. Notre Dame got their ass kicked by Virginia. Virginia looked good. I watched some of that game. Did you watch the Kansas-Kentucky game at all?
I watched some of the second half. Kansas right now is hard to judge because they're missing that Azubuike.
Yeah, but they're good, man.
They're still,
Kansas is good.
With Azubuike, they're a contender, like to win it all.
Yeah, is he going to come back this year?
I think so. I can't remember what happened to him. But the thing is, it was also at Kentucky, and they still played him tough. And Kentucky's starting to click a little bit.
It's interesting watching college basketball now. I used to pay such close, when I was in high school, I used to pay such close attention to recruiting, so I knew all the guys coming in. Dude, they reload all these teams reload every year. It's really hard to know and follow the I look at a box score and I know none of these.
They're
people.
all young, yeah. And college basketball to me is hard to watch too. Not because the play, obviously level of play compared to the NBA is not near, and the pace is still pretty good, and it's getting there because they moved the shot clock 30 seconds. But just the way it's officiated, it's so choppy.
Yeah,
there's a lot of games. There's no game flow because the refs just try to dictate too much.
It just doesn't seem to be as open. Yeah, and probably it's just not as free. Yeah, I think that goes with the officiating is. And the NBA has gotten quite ticky-tacky too. Yeah. They call a lot of hand check fouls now.
It's annoying.
And I don't know, it's kind of counterintuitive. You're blowing the whistle to stop play to try to stop guys from hand checking so that the game goes faster.
Yeah.
And maybe
you would think you're just hoping guys learn to stop hand checking, but it's still
the only way they're going to learn though is if you blow if you call a foul on them and threaten.
But the thing is, there's probably always going to be hand checking.
There always will be.
There's no way you can really get rid of it.
They're not going to totally eliminate it.
If I'm guarding you and you're about to beat me, there's no way I'm not
putting my hands on you.
I'm doing something. I'm body checking you. I'm not just going to give you a clear path.
Yeah. Anytime you look at a NBA box score, that's what I've noticed from doing this podcast. I'm looking at box scores a lot now, and the NBA box scores are just they seem to be more filled up, and it could be because they play
faster.
They play more minutes. I guess there's 8 more minutes, right? Is it 48 minutes in an NBA game and 40? Yeah. So there's 8 more minutes to score more points and grab more, to fill up stat sheets. But you look at the box score from the Kansas-Kentucky game, one guy had 20 points, and then 4, 10, 13, 9, 0, 7, 0. And then Kentucky had 4 guys in double figures, 18, 20, 12, 15, 6. But then their bench, they played 9 guys. All the guys off the bench had 0 points. And then you look at an NBA box score, and there's guys scoring. There's a guy that scores 35, and there's a guy that scores 24, and there's a guy that scores 28, and 17, and 16, and 8, and 9.
And basically, if you play an NBA game, if you're getting if you play more than 2 minutes, let's say if you're in the rotation, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah, if you're a rotational guy, you're going to score.
You're playing 8 minutes, you're probably going to.
With the exception of guys like fucking Aaron Baines.
But even him, he's probably going to get a garbage bucket or something. But it's a lot different. I feel
I used to love college basketball.
See, I feel like now that I'm getting older and stuff, I used to be a big Duke fan, and then I got to college. And I was like, why am I paying attention so much to these kids that I'm almost now older than?
Yeah. Yeah.
As I get older, I become less. It was the same thing like the Little League World Series.
Yeah.
I used to love that shit.
Yeah,
and now I sit there and when it goes on, I'm like, I'm not gonna sit here on my Friday and Saturday and watch 12-year-olds play baseball.
Yeah. The more that's a good comparison because the more I watch NBA basketball and the older I get and the more I know about basketball, the more cerebral I am about basketball. They just seem like college basketball seems like amateurs, and that's what they are.
And that's what it is. Like, I mean, NBA is a little different. Even if you get I'm older and like guys are younger than me, it's still like it's crazy to watch these, like, because it's the best of the best, and they're just freak, and they're just so freakish. Like in college, it's like, do I want to watch an 18-year-old guy that's still probably learn how to play?
Yeah, and they're still finding still figuring out who they are as a human.
Yeah, and
let alone as a basketball
I get like
player.
these guys are probably going to be great here in a couple years.
Yeah,
but it's like,
like you watch Kansas and Kentucky, and it's like
I'm watching
a lot of these guys are going to be in the NBA, but like I don't know which one.
Yeah,
it's hard to tell.
It's
like hard to. That's why being an NBA scout is so difficult.
Tough. You got a lot riding on your shoulders.
There's so many of them.
Yeah, you take one.
And they all look the same. They all look long black lanky guys that are between 6'4" and 6'9", and they all pretty much have that same popcorn haircut.
Yeah, shaved on the sides.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it would be a cool job.
That would be
an awesome job.
Just watch basketball.
Oh yeah, and just evaluate. But you'd have to have a real good knack and eye to pick stuff out.
They look at really detailed stuff.
Yeah.
I would assume. Yeah, just like how guys carried themselves and who's paying attention to the detail. I don't even, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't even like know necessarily like what details they would look at. I think ball handling is a really big one now in today's NBA game. Like if there's a 6'8" guy that is a good ball handler, you can develop them. You can develop their jump shot.
Yeah. I don't know. It'd be cool.
Trine Basketball's playing fucking well.
Good for them.
They both, men and women, both beat Hope.
Yeah.
Women at home and the men on the road. I don't know if the men have played Hope at home yet.
They did. I think they did. This is the second. They both swept them. Yeah,
they both swept Hope this year. So that's
probably a first, honestly.
Yeah, it is. I would assume it probably is.
That's a first.
Yeah. So that's they may both host the MIAA tournament, which would be. Which kind of sucks for me because I'd have to work a shit ton of games. But no, it's exciting for Trine Basketball this year, man.
That's the thing is like Trine Basketball is going to keep probably getting better because like with that building and stuff, that's going to get so many like talent wise, it can compete with like the Hope every year. Yeah, and Calvin and
I'm pretty far removed now from the men's basketball team, but we just went to Challenger League, and it doesn't seem like they're culturally like off the court.
It's different.
It's way different. Like I do see them like hanging out, and I'm sure they go out and party and shit together. But it just doesn't seem like they're as close of a group, and it doesn't seem like they're.
It's a little different too, generation wise. It's more me.
Yeah,
I think, we hung out all the time.
Oh my god, yeah, and it was all of us. It was all 20 of us.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, and then we'd get together
in the off season. Yeah,
but even during the season, like we'd all just at least hang out, and then obviously Saturday.
Oh yeah, I guess on Friday nights before a game, we'd go to Applebee's and just hang out at Jake's.
And Saturday we'd just party.
Yeah,
and then Sunday, it was just like a recovery day. but during the off season,
seems to be more, more deep skill wise. Like we had Will and Jared and Goodies, and
Adison Daub
and it just seems like they're maybe more talented.
Oh yeah, they definitely are.
But I don't know. They don't seem to be as smart and as good of people. We had just a bunch of great guys.
Yeah, it was a bunch of good dudes.
Just a bunch of good fellas.
Yeah, good fellas.
Ben, Jared, Jake.
That's why I wonder. I don't know.
Adam.
I don't know these guys, so I don't know what they're gonna do.
They got Clune.
Yeah, Clune's a great guy. But I wonder when it comes.
Miles and Ellis are both idiots.
Yeah, but if you look at the guys that we played with and we're friends with and that core that group and what everyone's doing with their lives, everyone's got a good income job in their field and doing something with their life somewhere. It's all
that's a good point.
You know what I mean? It's all super positive,
Yeah.
And everyone still keeps in touch with each other and sees each other on a decent basis. It's not near what it used to be, obviously, because we got guys are everywhere. But I wonder what these guys, what their long term plans are.
What the fuck is Ellis gonna do after college?
I don't know.
He's gonna have a college degree. Sure, that's great.
I mean, I hope he does something with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want any.
Yeah, but that's the thing is he's not. He's I mean, I haven't talked to him forever, so maybe his head's on a little different than what it used to be.
No,
probably not.
No,
just from my limited interactions with him, he's done acid one too many times.
Yeah. That dude, man.
He's just a goofball, man.
He's a goober. He's
yeah.
An large
and you can
goober.
see it. Like I was, they played. They hosted that tournament. It was like a 4-team. It's not even really a tournament. They just hosted like an invitational thing. And it was like Spalding, Trine, Heidelberg, and maybe Adrian. I think it was Adrian. And they played Spalding and Heidelberg. And Heidelberg was watching the first game that they played against Spalding. And I didn't do the like control room stuff. I was like roaming around filming so I could have some good like high quality like highlight footage to do to use in like hype videos and stuff like that for the future. So I'm roaming around and I was like by the Heidelberg team while they were watching, and they were all making fun of Ellis. Like, I'm that guy, you know, like I'm shot faking him because he jumps at everything, time, and they're just like making fun of him, like the way he runs down the floor, and just like when he jumps, he picks his feet up in the air, and he's just like making weird faces, and like it almost seems like he doesn't know what's happening. It almost seems like you know? It's just like he's just out there kind of like, I run down the floor.
He's
straight.
He's like one of those kids, like when they're third grade playing the leagues, like the little kids league for like your like
run
high school
full speed to a spot.
Yeah,
and then they stop at the spot real quick.
Yes. I know. I've never thought about that. How he always, because Miller always makes
straight
right to
and
that
he
block.
Just stops at a place.
He stops and he turns around and just posts. He's like one of those kids, like when he runs and then he runs right to the ball. Oh man, wow! I never thought about that.
It's like box soccer.
I don't know what that is.
When you were a little, did you play soccer like as a little kid?
Yeah.
The zone soccer is what
you can go.
Yeah, you like had to stay in the zone, and then you know, at a quarter break or whatever, you'd switch and go to the next zone, and you'd like move around. It's almost like how you got to teach Ellis how to play basketball.
It's like, all right, Ellis.
But no, defensively, he's he helps a ton.
Yeah, because I think was it my senior year he was defensive player
I think so. Yeah, he's defensive player.
I think he had his career high 19 yesterday or something too.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I saw that he played really well.
Yeah, like he's a difference maker, obviously. Like how many other D3 guys are out there like that, you know?
Yeah, body wise, like I
mean, obviously, if he was skilled, he wouldn't be.
If he was playing basketball his whole life, he would be
a D1 player.
Well, I don't know. Maybe his brain would keep him to Division III. Dude, Olivet has a couple guys that like look like they could be D1 or D2. I think one of them transferred from Iowa, probably because he was too stupid.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, whatever. What else? What else do we have to talk about? Is there any? Let's see who's playing tonight in the NBA or today. I know the Cavs and the Bulls just started.
I just know the Lakers play the Suns.
That's not really interesting game at all. The Bulls and the Cavs both fucking suck. Jabari Parker has been rumored to be on a trade block, but nobody wants him.
Yeah, because he's got a big contract.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Bucks Thunder is tonight at 6 o'clock. That'll be a good one.
2 knee surgeries.
Yeah. I was high on him. I thought he was going to have a good year, but apparently not. Kings Clippers started a little bit ago. Bucks Thunder tonight. That'll be good on ESPN. Rockets Magic, no good. That's yeah, I don't want to watch that game at all. Raptors Mavs is a good one just because of Doncic.
Yeah, will he be an all-star?
I think he should be.
He should be. He is so... I was not high on him coming in. I was like, this guy, you know...
He seemed to be overhyped. He just looked like an average white guy. He seemed
tough.
Like... Yeah, he's good, man. He's really good. Jazz T-Wolves could be good. The Wizards have played really well as of late. You know who has... and I think it's like in the last, like, 25 games or something like that. The Nets have the best record.
Yeah, D'Angelo Russell.
I may have to add him to the MVP matrix just because he's
What's
a star player.
What's going to hurt, though, is that Spencer Dinwiddie is out 3 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, and he may have to have surgery on that.
Yeah, he is. They confirmed it.
He's
like
having
a torn ligament.
I saw that he was going to possibly delay the surgery. But yeah, Wizards Spurs at 7. Knicks Heat, that one's no good. And then Lakers Suns is pretty unwatchable without LeBron.
Yeah, I'll probably still watch it.
Yeah.
Just because it's like the Lakers, and I'm a Lakers fan now. And I'm the correspondent for you.
Yeah, you're yes, so that's true. You have to keep up on. I read
a report about I don't know if it's hard to say because like whatever, but like LeBron's circle, so probably like Rich Paul and his crew or whatever, I guess, want the Lakers to move on from Luke Walton already. But like I don't. But Jeannie Buss, like the owner or whatever, is basically backed.
Yeah. I don't really care either way.
I think Luke Walton, like, dude, when they had a healthy team, they were 4th in the West.
Yeah, I don't see why you make a change.
No, it's because like you're missing LeBron and Lonzo and Rondo.
Has this all come out in the last like couple weeks?
Yeah.
Since the injury?
Yeah. So like obviously, what's he gonna do when you lose your MVP,
the best player in the world?
Yeah. Like what's he supposed to do? You can't just plug in a guy that's gonna average 27, 8, and 8 for you.
No. And he makes
like
a lot
schematically, and schematically,
he makes Kuzma so much better.
Yes.
Like he just makes everybody better. Like not only is he out there, but he makes everybody else better by being out there.
Like schematically, how can you cover that up? You can't develop a game plan to do that.
Yeah, you can't get a good gauge on Luke thus far.
No.
I mean, he had him in 4th. They were in almost 2nd.
Yeah, they were a couple games out from like 2nd. Like probably
I think
one.
they were
one
a half game out. Yeah,
but like his first year there, they were terrible. Obviously, they were bad.
Yeah.
But like last year, was last year his second year? I wouldn't say it was last year's second year. And like
so.
I mean, they won. Like they weren't good. They had no talent. Like they were young, and like they still won 30. They were like 32 and 40. What is it? 32 and 40. 32 and 50.
Right now?
No, last year I'm saying.
Oh, I don't know.
Like they weren't terrible. Like their record was somewhat like it was like they won.
Yeah,
like,
they probably won in the 30s. Yeah,
but they won like 15 more games than they did the year before, so it's progress.
Yeah.
And they were still like they had no talent. Like they were all just super young.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And you're in the West.
That's a good point. They've already probably got as many wins as they did last year.
Nah, not yet.
Almost. They're at 25 and 24.
Yeah, but they'd be at 30 plus wins right now if they had LeBron. Obviously.
Yeah.
I'm
trying to look at some upcoming games this week that look interesting, but none of them really look all that interesting. The late game on ESPN on Wednesday, Jazz Blazers, will be a good one.
Yeah. I like watching the Jazz play when it's at Utah because that crowd gets into it. It's crazy.
Bucks Raptors on TNT on Thursday will be a good one.
Yeah.
Nets Spurs could be good the way the Nets have been playing. Although I don't really like watching D'Angelo Russell. I don't like him very much. He reminds me of like.
And I don't like watching the Spurs play.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. Yeah, Lakers Clippers. That could be LeBron's first game back.
When is that?
Well, Thursday.
Yeah.
I don't know what the timeline is from full practice to like how many days they want
full contact. So I bet like if they play Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe. I bet he'd play. Maybe.
I don't think they do.
If their first game this week's Thursday, I bet he plays.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so I bet he.
Oh no, they play Tuesday. They play the Sixers. Oh yeah, they play the Sixers on Tuesday.
Is that game at home or in Philly?
I think it's at L.A.
He might. I could see him playing in that a little bit.
There was another good game on Thursday. Sixers Warriors Thursday.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Rockets and Nuggets on Friday. I like watching the Nuggets a lot.
Yeah, I do too. I'm a big Jokic, whatever.
Yeah.
And then Gary Harris is back, and he's tough.
Yeah, I love Gary Harris, man.
Indy boy. And he went to Michigan State.
Yeah.
Hey, when I was a sophomore, going to my junior year, I was at the top 100 camp for like underclassmen in Indiana. And I knew who he was, but I didn't really know who he was. I just knew he was like the best player in Indiana at the time. And he was going to be a senior, and my team was playing against his team. And he got a rebound, and I was backpedaling.
Yeah.
Back on defense. It was like a one-on-one, basically. And I was
know
like,
where this is going.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You think you know where it's going, but guess what? You don't know where it's going.
Oh, you swatted him?
He took a jump shot and missed, so I stopped him.
Oh, damn it.
I know. I just stood in the lane like this, and he just shot a pull-up jump shot from like the elbow and missed it. So ever since then, I was like, that's my claim to fame.
There you go.
I guarded him. He's in the NBA.
You shut down an NBA star.
He 0-1 against me. So if any NBA teams need me to guard somebody, let me know. I couldn't even guard Drew today.
Yeah, no Trine Basketball players at the Challenger League. It's sad,
disappointing.
Man.
That's sad. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get him again next week, but it's stupid that they don't want. But Drew's detached from the program now that he can now that he's
had a fallout.
He had a falling out with the Trine Basketball program. That's stupid, but whatever. We got the Super Bowl next weekend.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, me either.
I do hope the Patriots.
I haven't watched
lose.
a single NFL game this year, and I think I'll probably watch the Super Bowl.
I mean, I probably will
just because it's the Super Bowl.
Last year, I won $125 off it. So
what?
Yeah, it was like one of those squares. Like you sign up, like they got the numbers on the thing, and it's like I don't know how many squares. It's probably like 50 squares, and it's like a $5 buy-in. And you get a single square. So like the numbers line up somehow to like the score at the end of every quarter. And if you have that score, like, and it lines up like the first quarter, let's say, I don't know how it works, but like, I don't know. But it's like,
I think I know what you mean. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
like all the way to
axis, like all the X and Y axis.
Yeah.
And then if I get it. It's
and like if the score at that end of the the first quarter happens to be, and you own like have that score somehow, however it lines, and you win like $125.
That's cool.
And like I won the fourth quarter score.
There's reason enough to watch the game.
Yeah. I was somehow, and I was so pumped because I wasn't gonna buy in, and I was like, my buddy was like, it's just $5, just take a square. I was like, all right, whatever. I ended up winning 125.
Nice.
That's pretty good money when you only put $5 in.
Yeah.
But I don't give
good turnaround.
I really don't care about that game.
No,
I mean, I personally hope
because the Packers aren't in it.
Yeah, pretty much. And I hope but I do hope the Patriots don't win, just because.
It'd be cool to see a new team win.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, the NFL just outside the Packers, like. This is not. I just don't find it that entertaining.
No, I don't. I don't care.
Even
about
like college football, I'm not a big college. Like I just outside, like I said, like I watch all the Packers games.
I watched,
College football wise, I didn't watch. I watched part of the national championship in like the first quarter, first half, and after the first half, it was over.
I watched 3 Michigan State games, and that's it.
Yeah, like college football wise, I watched part of the Michigan Ohio State game.
Oh, I watched that game
just because there's a lot riding on it, and it's like a big rivalry. It's hard.
Yeah, my parents were here and that game was on, but I wasn't necessarily watching it.
But like other than that, I didn't really watch. I don't know. Football just doesn't attract me. Like obviously, I didn't play ever, so it's like there's no.
Would you let your kids play football?
No. Fuck no.
Yeah, and that's becoming more and more. Like when I was a kid, my mom was like really hesitant about putting me in football. Yeah, and I was like, well, I don't get it, But now
you
like
get it.
I'm fucking like.
And it's gonna get worse. Like when they start doing more, like studies on the guys that.
Yeah.
Like there's that one kid that was 20, quarterback, like backup quarterback at Washington State. His name was like Tyler Helinski. Yeah. And he killed himself, and he had what is it, the CTE? Yeah. When they did like his autopsy, and they found out his brain. He was 20. He had the brain of a 65-year-old. Jesus. Because it was so beat up, and he was a backup quarterback.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like.
Wow, that scares me.
Yeah. Like it's like. I don't know. Like I get like some of these guys, like they know it's NFL, like what you're signed up for at this point. Yeah. And you're getting paid a ton of money, so it's obviously like you got to live with it. But like if you're let's say you're married to a guy like that, and then all of a sudden like you start seeing his mood changes, and they just don't recognize you. Ugh. Like you get so scared. Because it's a personality disorder, then it becomes, it's like they don't know anything. Like they could flip and kill everybody.
I even get like, I'm even amazed at like when I see like kids in high school coming to Trine that are like on visits because they play football and like they want to come play football at Trine. Like, why are you playing that sport?
Not worth it.
You're not gonna. Yeah.
You don't get money out of it.
You're not gonna make money.
You do it for the love game, but you're getting your shit kicked in. It's not gonna translate.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I could see like. Obviously, top Division I football will always probably be there because the money's there. Yeah. But like D2, D3, even high school now, dude. Like,
but we're even seeing people like you and I who both loved football. Like I loved football.
Yeah, I used to watch football.
And now I don't give a fuck about it. No, like people are like people's interest because of the CTE stuff. I used to need that segment jacked up on Monday Night Countdown before the Monday Night game. I fucking loved that shit, dude. And then they stopped doing it because of all this stuff surfaced, and now I can't even watch a football game because when they hit each other like that, I just get
so scared every time somebody gets hit. Like, I was watching the one game I did watch in the playoffs so far. I went to a bar with some buddies, and we watched the Colts play the Texans. Yeah. And then the next game right after that was the Cowboys playing the Seahawks. And that guy got rolled up on and just snapped his ankle for the Cowboys. And you can tell it was like as soon as it happened, I knew what happened. No one really. I was like, that guy's ankle is fucked.
His career is over.
That's what I'm saying. And like, I'm surprised that like injuries like that don't happen more often. Just because like guys get rolled up on, and that's not even doing with brain stuff. Like guys, it seems like every drive there's a guy getting hurt. You know what I mean? And like, why do you want to watch? Like, it's like
no, it's not. Yeah. I don't like it. I don't care.
I always think about how like back in Rome when the gladiators fight the lions and just fight to the death or whatever. You know? And
would you go watch that shit?
I mean, back then, I guess that's what rich people and money people did.
I don't know that I would have done it. Well, I don't know. It's hard
obviously,
to say because I wouldn't have known
I relate that
about,
to like what we do with football because it's just literally guys just beating in boxing. It's like the guys just beating the shit out of each other.
I guess back then I wouldn't have known what about what they're doing to their brains, or I guess it's to the death, so it doesn't matter if you fuck your brain up. But if you win, you can still fuck your brain up, I guess.
Yeah, it's just I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just violence. I'm not a big
I don't
violent.
like
I'm not a
violence
violent
at
guy.
all. Yeah.
I'm not a violent guy.
We could solve it with words. We don't need violence. What if then?
I just don't understand why people just don't get along.
Yeah.
How hard is it not to get along?
Just get along. Everybody,
How hard is it to not say something stupid and mean to somebody, and just
Dude,
like
for a lot of people, it's
that's
difficult.
what's crazy.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
It's so crazy. Like, how hard is it to not like say
Their
like,
opinions are just coming out of them. Their opinions are just seeping out of them. They
how
can't
hard is
hold
it just
in.
to like let somebody live their life the way they want to live it?
Yeah.
Like, just worry about your fucking self. Like, what that person's doing probably is not going to affect you at all.
But what if it does?
That's when you can speak up. But like, what is some, like, you know what I mean? Like, unless somebody comes in and like is trying to kill me, like what they're probably doing is not gonna, you know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Like, a person across the street right here watch TV, and what they're doing currently is not affecting my life whatsoever. What this person's tweeting about on Twitter.
It's hard for us to, because we both live pretty easy lives.
Yeah.
Like it's hard for us to imagine someone else's life having such an effect on your life that you have to say something and you want change. So like, yeah, it's hard to put yourself in a position of somebody who makes no money and works at a shitty job, you know, and like stuff that happens in politics like really affects their lives. Like the government shutdown is like a huge thing to their life. But for me, it's just like,
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't really make much of a difference.
Nope. I didn't even for like the first 2 weeks, I didn't even know the government was partially shut down.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is news to me.
Yeah. Huh.
Interesting stuff.
All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up.
Yeah.
Once we've gotten to politics, I think that means we've run out of stuff.
I don't talk politics very often because I really don't like.
There's nothing to talk about. We're just two easygoing guys. Yeah. It's like, life's good, man.
Yeah, dude. I can't complain about my life. I'm hungry though.
I'm hungry too. Let's go get some food.
All right. Sounds good.
Peace.
Peace.